And we will get started in child's pose, please. So find a kneeling position first. And then from there, just let your forehead come down to your mat. So you have choices right away in your body. You can spread your knees wider apart. Start to feel for a stretch in your hips that way. You can also press your knees close together. Start to feel for a stretch in your lower back, lumbar spine. And arms can go out in front of you, palms face down, or back by your hips, palms face up. No choice is better than the other. They're just different choices. It's about what feels good to you today. But wherever you are, just bend your elbows enough so that your forearms totally rest on your mat. That way your shoulders can relax. You're not braced for impact in any kind of way. And this is a softening. It's a surrendering. Allow yourself to just release to gravity. Close your eyes. Let the rest of the room just fall away. And start to notice your breath. Begin to deepen your inhales. Lengthen out your exhales. Yeah, and those long, slow exhales tell your body that you're safe. It's okay to be calm. It's okay to soften into all the stretches. Triggers your parasympathetic nervous system. And just do your best throughout this next hour to keep this long, slow exhales, these deep inhales going. Not to practice in and of itself, right? So if you ever notice you're holding your breath or it becomes a little bit shallow, a little bit choppy, come back to child's pose. Reconnect with your breath. And you can come back to child's pose for any reason at all. You can come back here if you just need a break for a moment, or if you just need a moment to center yourself, to feel some peace, feel some calm. We're in really turbulent times right now. So sometimes just being close to the ground, it's grounding, right? That's why they call it that. Just feeling your forehead, your body, touch your mat can be really safe, really secure. So come back here anytime you'd like. Hi, Annie. And at Yoga to the People, we take vibrational breath. So let's start with one together. Wherever you are in your cycle of breath, start to turn it into an exhale, get empty. Inhale, fill your belly, lower back, rib cage expand. And exhale, HA. Yeah, and those big HA ha's, they release heat, tension from your body. So take as many of those as you need. I've heard it said that it's connected to your root chakra, which is associated with emotions like fear and worry and anxiety. So you might be feeling a lot of those things right now. So feel free to take those HA ha's anytime you'd like. You can also HM, that gentle vibration. It's like an internal massage, helps release tension from the inside out. You can flutter your lips. Pretty hard to keep a tense jaw when you do that. We hold a lot of tension in our jaw. So feel free to use these breaths. They're tools for you. And especially right now when we're all in our own homes, there's no judgment. You get to get loud. And this hour is all about you. It's a chance to move and breathe and feel and be with yourself in the present moment, in your body, navigating space. It's a chance to go inward. This practice is a work in, not a workout. It's a moving meditation. I recommend closing your eyes as often as you can. Don't worry so much about what shapes might look like. Instead, every pose you find in this class, it's a container in which you can have an experience. Feel your way through the poses. And then let's just start to add a little bit of movement to our child's pose. If your arms aren't out in front of you already, start to crawl them forward. Crawl them so far forward, your elbows, forearms, and wrists release. So tense all the way up on your fingertips. Feel for a stretch through both sides of your body as you keep sending your hips back. Then just roll your forehead side to side, a little Third eye massage, feel the texture of your mat on your skin. And in a dreamy sort of way, let that roll travel down your spine into your hips until it feels more like a sweet sweat. And then plant your palms. And with your eyes still closed, slowly push yourself up to all fours, find a tabletop. Feel for stacking shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Then inhale, drop your belly, lift your head and tail for cow. Exhale, round your spine, push your mat away for cow. Inhale to cow, try to touch your head to your tail, feel for a stretch in your throat. And then exhale to cat, hollow yourself out, get as round as you can. Keep taking these on your own, flow to the rhythm of your own breath, let your breath be your guide. And I recommend keeping your eyes closed. There's probably not a lot to see, just your room. But there is a lot to feel. And when you take away that external vision, 50% more of your brain lights up all of your other senses. Yeah, and if you've taken a few rounds of cat-cows and there's something else that your body's really, really craving right now, maybe it's a C-curve in your spine or an undulation or lingering longer in a cat or cow longer than a breath, feel free to take those movements. It might be something I can't even describe, but it's yours. And as you take those few free movements, just move in ways that feel intuitive to you. Again, don't worry about what it looks like. Don't worry about what you normally do in class. And through this next hour, I'm going to make a whole lot of suggestions, a whole lot of invitations, but that's exactly what they are, invitations and suggestions. At the end of the day, you move in ways that feel good to you. You're the one that lives in your body. You know what it needs today. Nice. And then on your next pass through, find a neutral spine. From there, inhale your right arm sideways and up. Open your chest towards the right side of your room. And then exhale, thread your right arm underneath your left. Bring your right cheek and right shoulder to your mat. So you have choices. You can keep your left hand under your shoulder. Use it as leverage to twist open. You can also crawl your left arm out straight in front of you. Or you can wrap it behind your back. Grab into your right hip crease. I personally like to keep my hand under my shoulder, lean back towards whatever's behind me. It helps me traction out my right shoulder a little bit more, but you figure out what works for you. And again, I recommend eyes closed, deep inhale, smooth exhale. And then from there, bring your hand back under your shoulder if it's not already there. You're going to use it as leverage to push away. Inhale your right arm all the way back up, counter twist. And exhale, bring your right hand down. And then inhale your left arm sideways and up. Exhale, thread your left arm underneath your right. Left cheek, left shoulder to your mat. And then you just find an arm variation that feels good on this side. And you never have to do the same thing on the left that you do on the right. Two sides can feel very, very different. We look symmetrical, but we're really, really not. Deep and slow. Feel free to try on a couple different options. Nice, and then start to bring your right hand back under your shoulder. Inhale your left arm all the way back up, counter twist. And exhale, bring your left hand down. Nice, and then spread your fingers as wide as they'll go. Tuck your toes. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, send your hips up high towards your first downward facing dog. And then as soon as you get there, break it apart, deconstruct it, find a bunch of free movement. And again, it's about moving in ways that feel good to you. Maybe stretch your hips side to side if you want a side body stretch. Pedal out your legs, shake your head yes or no. And it's a really nice time to just check in. Notice what version of you showed up on your mat today, what's feeling open, what's feeling tight. But more than that, how you're feeling mentally, emotionally. We'll check back in a little bit later, see if anything has shifted. For now, start to find stillness in that big upside down V. We'll clean it up. Look forward at your hands, set them shoulder width apart. Wrist crease parallel to the front of your mat, middle finger facing forward. Bring your shoulders away from your ears so your neck has a little more space. And it's subtle, but rotate your upper arms outwards to broaden through your shoulders. Set your feet hips width distance apart. It's about 6 to 8 inches. And then bend your knees. Send your tailbone up towards the ceiling. Tilt it forward. Press your heart towards your thighs. Try to pull a bunch of length out of your spine. And then slowly just let your heels sink back towards your mat to the extent you can keep your spine long. Spine long is what we're going for, so keep your knees bent if you feel your lower back start to round. Exhale, empty. Inhale, biggest breath of your day. Exhale, sigh it out. Take a bend to your knees. Look forward between your hands. Take a slow walk to the top of your mat. Find your forward fold. And then as soon as you get there, crease your knees to take pressure off your lower back and hamstring. Let your top half get really, really heavy. And all you have to do is hang. Feel your spine gently begin to traction towards the ground just from gravity. But again, if there's some other movement that might feel better in your body, maybe grabbing for opposite elbows, gentle sway side to side, you are empowered to make those kind of choices. From there, measure out hips width distance between your feet. It's 2 fists snug between your arches. Inhale, half lift. Bring your hands to your shins, maybe your thighs for the first one. Bring your weight forward onto the balls of your feet. It's going to stack hips, knees, and ankles in line, and you're safest when your joints are stacked. Use your hands pressing against your legs to grow even longer. Feel for the flattest back you can. So squeeze your shoulder blades together, draw them down your back. Inhale to grow long, and exhale, forward fold. On your next inhale, come forward and up, all the way into your extended mountain pose. And when you get there, just close your eyes. And just drop into the moment, kind of arrive. You could shift your weight left, right, back, forward. And then eventually find a place where you feel really centered and stand really intentionally. And it might be the first time you've stood intentionally all day. So feel your mat beneath your feet as if you could grow roots to the ground. Pull up on your kneecaps to engage your thighs. Tuck your tailbone. It's going to put your pelvis in a neutral position. From there, grow tall out of your waistband, but at the same time, let your shoulders melt down your back. Notice what those two opposing movements feel like. And then flutter your eyes back open. On your next inhale, look up, reach up, maybe back, slice. And exhale, forward fold. And then like a wave, let your inhale bring you all the way up into your mountain. And when you reach the apex, let your exhale carry you back down again. Keep taking those on your own. Follow your own breath. Inhales up, exhales all the way back down. And don't worry about how many we're going to do or trying to keep pace with anyone on the screen. You have a different lung capacity, different body, different life than everyone else in this chat. So you get to just take care of yours. And then wherever you are, take one more inhale up, one more exhale down. We'll meet up in forward fold. Awesome. Inhale, half lift, reset your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands. Step your feet back. Pause in your plank. It looks like the top of a push-up. Stack your shoulders over your wrist. Tuck your tailbone. It's that same motion you did in mountain pose. Feel your core light up. And if already this is feeling really challenging, just bring your knees down. It's a great way to build upper body strength. All right, we're going to set up our flow together. Keep your elbows tight against your ribs through it. Inhale, shift your weight forward. Exhale, lower halfway down. Inhale, untuck your toes, straighten your arms, hips off your mat, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Send your heart towards your thighs. That's our flow. You're going to find it a whole lot. You can modify it with knees down. You could skip it. Make it whatever you need to be today. And then from down dog, inhale your right leg back. Exhale slowly. Step your foot between your hands. Seal your back, heel down. Inhale, warrior one. Bring your biceps up to frame your face. Face your left toes towards the top left corner of your mat. So your back foot's at about a 45-degree angle. Stack your front knee over your front ankle. You can take a shorter or longer stance if you need to make that happen. From there, think left hip forward as you draw your right thigh bone back. But then let go of the idea of perfection, of hips having to be perfectly squared, because a lot of that just depends on your individual anatomy. I don't think my hips will ever square towards the front of the room. So instead, feel free to stretch across the front of your left hip. That's the sensation you're going for. And just like in mountain, grow tall out of your waistband. Soften your shoulders, relax your face. Inhale, sit low, reach out, maybe back. Exhale, follow your hands down. Step your right foot back and take yourself through a flow. High to low, up dog to down dog. All right, from down dog, inhale your left leg back. Exhale with care, step your foot between your hands. Seal your back, heel down, inhale, warrior one. Yeah, and give yourself a beat or two to really set up a firm foundation. Set your feet hips width distance apart. So you might need to toe heel your left foot a little over towards the left to make it happen. Yeah, looks really good, Alice. Really press the pinky toe side of your right foot into your mat. Suction your foot onto your mat so you don't collapse onto your inner arch. Draw your left hip back, and once you feel strong and sturdy and grounded, close your eyes. And where you might have felt strong and sturdy and grounded, there might be shakes and wobbles now. That's okay, stay with it, let it get messy. Those shakes and wobbles, that's your body building muscle memory. You're getting stronger. Feel your breath moving through you. And then flutter your eyes back open. Inhale, sit low, reach up, drag your fingers across your ceiling. Exhale, release. 2 hands down, step your left foot back, flow it out. And then once you get back to down dog, it's yours. Take it one breath, one movement, warrior one, right side and left. So that means every inhale you move, every exhale you move again, and you get to just take that on your own. And if you're not really sure what we just did, keep moving anyway. Maybe something interesting will happen. Hi, Ramil, so good to see you. Beautiful, Katrina. Maybe you close your eyes during this one breath, one movement. And if questions come up, try to make them a little bit less like, what does this look like? A little bit more like, how does this make me feel right now? If you're back in down dog, keep it active. Press your heart towards your thighs. If you're moving, keep moving. You are exactly where you're supposed to be right now. And if it is available, exhale, drain your lungs. Inhale, big breath in. Exhale, HA. Inhale your right leg back. Exhale, slowly step your foot between your hands. Seal your back, heel down. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, peel open, warrior two. Left arm back, right arm forward. And then you get to get big. You get to take up a whole lot of space. Yeah, we live in this world that doesn't really encourage us to take up room. But you get to do that here. You get to be your biggest, most authentic self. And especially right now when we're all confined to our homes, we might want to shrink into ourselves a little bit. So really get expansive right now. Place your back foot parallel to the back edge of your mat. Heel to heel or heel to inner arch alignment. Press through the pinky toe side of both of your feet. Feel your legs light up. Stack your front knee over your front ankle. So if it starts drifting towards the left, squeeze it towards center. And there's this tendency to want to lean forward. Instead, stack your shoulders directly over your hips. Really reach with your arms. Let your shoulders drip away from your ears. Inhale, sit low, stretch wide. Exhale, slow release. Both hands down. Step your right foot back. Take yourself through a flow. And these flows, they are the rinse out, the reset, a chance to come back to your unique rhythm. All right, inhale your left leg back. Exhale, slow, step your foot between your hands. Seal your back, heel down. Inhale, one. Exhale, glide into warrior two. Beautiful Kathy, beautiful Jenna, and Charlie. Give yourself a beat or two to take up space, and then again, close your eyes. And allow yourself to feel so strong and grounded from the waist down that you feel light and buoyant from the waist up. It's like you're a balloon and you could just float away. Remember those long, slow exhales. We're learning to respond rather than react when things get a little bit edgy, a little bit spicy. So that in the rest of our lives, when things start to heat up, you can respond rather than react. Yeah, and if your arms are feeling a little heavy, try to squeeze them even straighter. It makes them lighter, I promise. Feel your heartbeat moving through you. Beautiful. Inhale, sit low, stretch wide. And exhale, slow. Windmill your hands down, step your left foot back, find your flow, and then it's yours again. One breath, one movement, warrior one, warrior two, right side and left. And we move slow in this really slow, almost sensual way. It's kind of like a dance, a romance with yourself. But when you move slow, all of your senses get involved. Sensual meaning all of your senses are involved. And you really get into feeling mode. So maybe during this one breath, one movement, you move slower than you normally might. How good can you make your practice feel? And if you're just doing these one breath, one movements to try to get through it, take a child's pose. That's always available to you. And all you have to do when you come to child's pose is allow yourself to fully feel that. Feel yourself get heavy on your mat. And again, if you're moving, keep moving. If it is available, exhale, drain your lungs. Inhale, big breath in. Exhale, let something go. Take a bend to your knees, look forward between your hands, step or float, top of your mat, forward fold. Set your feet hips width distance, inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. And then bend your knees enough so that you can wrap your arms behind your legs, grab for opposite elbows. And if that's not accessible, you can grab for forearms, you can grab for wrists. Bring your weight onto the balls of your feet. Keep your knees as bent as you need to. But from there, gently begin to lift your hips up, maybe gentle pull with your arms. Feel for a stretch anywhere along the back side of your body. So you might feel it in your legs, your glutes, your hips, your back, your shoulders. There's no right answer because you are so unique and you're unique day to day. Every time you step foot on your mat, it's a different version of you. But send your breath into the places you feel sensation. Your breath is a tool that's going to help you gently begin to open. One more inhale. And exhale, release your arms. Inhale, hips down, heart up, chair pose. Bring your weight into your heels. Slide your hips back towards whatever is behind you. It's like you're trying to get your shins perpendicular to your mat. But as long as you can see your toes, you're in a good spot. And then lift your heart. Feel for a proud chest. So it's more of stacking shoulders on top of hips than leaning forward. Yeah, and if you notice you're really overarching your lower back, you've got the duck butt thing going on, send your tailbone closer towards the ground. It's going to light up your core muscles so that they can support you. Squeeze your arms a little straighter, but let your shoulders rinse down your back. Inhale, sit low, lift your heart. Exhale, dive, forward fold, let everything go. And how quickly can you go from working really hard to being fully at rest? Just let everything drape, let everything gently pull down to gravity. And then bend your knees enough so that you can pick up your toes. This time, slide your hands underneath your feet, palms face up, so your toes touch your wrist crease for gorilla. Again, keep your knees as bent as you need to make it happen. Bring your weight onto the balls of your feet to stack your joints, and gently begin to lift your hips up. And if you have a tendency to jam your knees back, instead keep a little micro bend in your knees, lift your hips higher. If you're feeling pretty good, your legs are straight, you can use the strength of your arms to pull yourself deeper. Maybe your elbows bend out to the sides as you do. But shrug your shoulders away from your ears so the pulling comes from your arms rather than your shoulders. One more inhale to pull. And exhale, unstep your hands. And then without even thinking about it, inhale, hips down, heart up, chair pose. Close your eyes when you get there. Find a breath that's gonna hold you up in the moment. And this practice is yours. You get to make it whatever you need. So if right now you need to challenge yourself, sit low, find your edge. If self-care is what you need today, back out of it. You could be standing here in mountain pose, literally no one cares. Everyone's eyes are closed anyway. Show up the way you need to for yourself because you are the one that's going to. Inhale, sit low, lift your heart. Exhale, dive forward, full, let it go. Inhale, half lift, reset. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, step or lightly hop your feet back. Rinse it out with the flow. And if you do hop back, hop into low plank with your elbows bent rather than high plank. It's just less impact on your joints. It's a lot safer for your body. From your down dog, come back to your breath, deep and slow. Inhale your right leg back. Exhale, step your foot between your hands. Seal your back, heel down. Inhale, 1. Exhale, blossom into warrior 2. You've been here before. Take a moment to set it up. Look forward to your front hand. Flip your palms skyward. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, reach up and back, reverse warrior. Feel your right side ribs fan open. From the waist down, you're still in warrior 2, so keep sitting low in your lunge. If your front knee starts drifting left, squeeze it back to center. Bring your left hip down in line with your right so your hips level off. Left hand can go on your left thigh, or you can wrap it behind your back, grab into your right hip crease, palm face down, and then use it as a place to pull away from. So you're deepening the stretch across your right ribs. It's a self-adjustment. Beautiful. Squeeze your right arm a little straighter. Inhale, sit low, reach high. Exhale, release. Both hands down. Step your right foot back. Flow. Nice. Inhale your left leg back. Exhale, step your foot between your hands. Seal your back, heel down. Inhale, 1. Exhale, warrior 2. Try to stay low through the transition. Look forward at your front hand. Flip your palms skyward. Inhale, stretch forward. Exhale, sweep your arm up and back, reverse warrior. Awesome, Charlie. Awesome, Tim. And you just make a choice on what you want to do with your right hand. And make it a choice that helps you get a deeper stretch across your left wrist. Looks so good, Christina. Tuck your tailbone, take the arch out of your back. Feel for a side stretch rather than your back bend. And then get your breath involved. See if you can breathe so much into your left side body that the intercostal muscles, those little muscles between your ribs, start to fan open. Perhaps close your eyes at the end. Inhale, sit low, reach high. Exhale, slow, windmill your hands down, step your left foot back, flow it out. And then it's yours one last time, one final, one breath, one movement. Warrior 1, warrior 2, reverse warrior, right side and left. How good can you make your practice feel? And when you're moving and flowing, whether it's in our studios with us or online, you get to let go of any kind of mask, any kind of armor that you wear in the rest of your life. Because we all do that, right? We have a different mask for work, a different mask for our in-laws, for the grocery store. You get to shed any type of label that society places on top of you. Any kind of label you might place on top of yourself, a friend, a child, a parent, a lover, an employee, a boss, whatever it is. And instead, get down to that core that's within you, peel all those layers away, and find that stillness, that center inside of you, because that's the thing that's universal. And that same stillness inside of you, it's the same stillness, that same center that's inside of everyone else in this chat right now. We are all connected, and I think now, perhaps more than ever, we're all starting to feel that. Really nice. Exhale, drain your lungs. Inhale something fresh, something new. Exhale, HA. Take a bend to your knees. Look forward between your hands. Step or float. Top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. And then bend your knees enough. Tuck your chin. Slowly roll yourself up to standing. Head and neck last. Try to go slow and keep your knees bent. Keeping your knees bent helps you from getting dizzy. When you get up, breathe. Nice. Inhale your shoulders up to your ears. Exhale, drag them down your back. From there, toe heel your feet to touch so that your legs are zipped up. Inhale your arms sideways and up, extended mountain pose. And then wiggle your left fingertips, identify your left hand. Swing your left arm underneath your right, find your eagle arms. So you could cross at elbows and wrists like I am right now. You can also just cross at elbows. If that's really tough, your shoulders are tight today, grab for opposite shoulders. Give yourself a big hug. Nice. And then from there, pick up your elbows as high as they'll go. I'm going to kneel down just so you can see me. Tilt your head back, take an inhale, and as you exhale, start to take a back bend. Bring your weight into your heels. Engage your glutes to protect your lower back. Keep your eyes open, small sips of air. One more inhale. Exhale, slowly come back up. And then drag your elbows down so your hands are below your face. Sit your hips back into your chair. Start to pour a little more weight into your right foot. And then slowly with control, pick up your left leg. Wrap it over your right, maybe behind for your eagle. If you stood up to get your wrap, sit back down. That lower center of gravity is going to help you balance. Bring your left hip a little back so your knees are in the front of your body. Try to be the shortest person from the waist down, the tallest person from the waist up. Feel for an arch in your back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Take one more inhale to squeeze. And as you exhale, slowly hinge at your hips until your elbows are resting on your thighs and then pause. Feel for a flat back, half lift sensation. And then unravel your arms, send them back behind you like airplane wings. And with care, unravel your leg, send it long behind you for your full airplane. Feel for a big capital T shape with your body. So torso, lower leg higher for most people. Bring your left hip down in line with your right so your hips level off. You could stay here. You can also bring hands to heart center. Or you can test your balance. Send your arms out long in front of you for that full warrior three. One more inhale. Exhale, bring your hands down. Keep your left leg up, standing split. Tuck your chin. Feel for a long spine. And the higher you kick your left leg, the more you're going to feel it in your right hamstring. You can keep a micro bend in your right knee, but squeeze your left leg straight. Maybe hands walk a little closer to your right leg. One more inhale, kick a little higher. Exhale, release, forward fold, let it go. You can take a squat here if you like. I like to do that. Sometimes it feels good after balancing on one leg. You could just pedal out your legs, flutter your legs. Really, really nice. And then let's try it on the other side. So take a bend to your knees, tuck your chin, slowly roll yourself up, head and neck last. When you get up, breathe. Inhale your shoulders all the way up to your ears. Exhale, draw them down your back. And then toe heel your feet to touch. Inhale your arms sideways and up, extended mountain pose. This time, wiggle your right fingertips. Swing your right arm underneath your left. Find your eagle arms. So again, it's any variation. You can cross here, you can grab for shoulders. Pick up your elbows as high as they'll go. Tilt your head back, take an inhale. As you exhale, start to trace a line across the ceiling towards the wall behind you. Engage your glutes to protect your lower back. Imagine a rope is pulling you up by your sternum. Try to strengthen and go into upper back rather than just collapsing into your lower back flexibility. Looks so nice, Romania. One more inhale. Exhale, slowly come back up. Nice, Annie. From there, draw your elbows down so your hands are below your face. Sit your hips back into your chair. Okay, start to pour your weight into your left foot. And with control, pick up your right leg, wrap it over your left, maybe behind for the double wrap. And if you get the double wrap, try to not grip with your toes. Face your toes down. Looks beautiful. Draw your right hip a little back. Draw your shoulder blades together. Stack your shoulders all the way over your hips. Feel for the arch in your back and the proud chest. One more inhale, squeeze everything tight. Beautiful, Jenna. And as you exhale, slowly hinge at your hips until your elbows touch your thighs and pause. Feel for the flat back. Looks so good, Kate. Looks so good, Hannah. When you're ready, unravel your arms, send them back behind you like airplane wings. And then again, when you feel ready, unravel your right leg, send it long behind you. Beautiful, Katrina. Beautiful, Angie. And you can keep a micro bend in your left leg, but squeeze your right leg straight. Either flex or point your toes, but make a choice. Bring your right hip down in line with your left. Try to avoid collapsing your weight into your left hip. Lift up and out so your leg muscles are engaged. And yeah, you could do hands to heart center. You can go for that full warrior 3 if you want to challenge yourself. One more inhale. Exhale, bring your hands down, kick your right leg higher, standing splits. Yes, so nice. Beautiful, Caitlin. Beautiful, Jess. Tuck your chin. Feel for a long spine. And maybe just today, left forearm comes behind your left calf, and you use that grip to pull yourself even deeper. Stay calm in the moment. Learn to respond rather than react. One more inhale to kick higher. Exhale, forward fold. Let it go. Shake it out, flutter your lips. Yeah, take a little squat if you want. I love Malasana after this, but you do whatever feels good to you. Whew. Beautiful work. I love the choices you're all making. All right, inhale, half lift, seal it off. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, step or lightly hop your feet back. Take yourself through a flow, and then we're gonna slow it all down. All right, from down dog, inhale your right leg back. Exhale, bend your knee, stack your hip, move it around, lubricate your joint. And then send your right knee to the outside of your right wrist. Right shin across your mat. Set up for half pigeon. And take your time with this setup. Look back at your left leg. Make sure it's straight back from your left hip. That's going to sway your hips. Place your right knee at an angle outside of your right hip. Sit up straight. Pull length out of your spine. And you could stay like this, but if you do want to take it a little deeper, you can start to fold over your front leg. Try to keep all the length that you just created. And if you come down, just see if you can let your forehead rest somewhere. And if your mat feels really far away, you can rest your forehead on your forearms, or you can use like a sweatshirt or a couch cushion. And then just see how much you can let go. I think every pose has a lot to teach us, and this one is all about surrender. And it's a really lovely time to just scan your body. See if you're holding tight to anything that you can just release a little bit more. Relax your hips, relax your shoulders. Unclench your fists, unclench your jaw. Come back to the long, slow exhales. See if on every exhale you can just let go a little bit more. And we've just done a whole lot of moving, so you might still feel a lot of energy moving inside of you. Maybe your breath swirling around, your heart beating really fast. Maybe you can feel energy pulsating through various parts of your body. And just notice it, let it all wash over you. You know, just like in a seated meditation, thoughts, feelings, sensations might bubble up to the surface. Try not to push anything away. Chances are, if it's showing up for you, it's something you really need to feel. So allow yourself to fully feel it all. Keep coming back to your breath. And then exhale all of your air away. Inhale, send your breath to your right hip. Exhale, HM. And with just as much mindfulness as you came down, start to slowly bring your hands onto your shoulders. Gently lift yourself up. Tuck your back toes, step your right foot back. Take yourself through any transition that feels good to get to down dog. So you could flow. Child's pose between pigeon sides can feel so lovely if you've never tried that before. You can come to a three-legged dog, shake some new life into your leg. Yeah, a little quad stretch. Nice choice, Charlie. And then eventually we'll all meet back in downward facing dog and move into the left side together. So inhale your left leg back, exhale, bend your knee, stack your hip, move it around, open it up. And then sweep your left knee to the outside of your left wrist, left shin across your mat. And again, just really take your time with the setup. Place your right leg straight back. Walk your hands to your hips, sit up really straight, pull length out of your spine. And if you are gonna go down, just go really slow, take your time. Again, try to keep all of the length that you just created. The longer you stay lifted, typically the deeper you're able to sink into it just because you have gravity on your side. So never feel like you have to rush. You get to go at your own pace. Two sides, especially with your hips, can feel really different too. On the left side, I usually have to stay lifted a little bit longer. It's not a one-size-all-fits practice. And you get to make this yoga fit your body rather than force your body into any kind of specific shape. Because again, at the end of the day, it's not about what it looks like. It's about what it feels like, what it brings up for you. We don't use the body to get into the poses. We use the poses to get into the body. It's a vehicle to go inside. Just like any other kind of meditation, it's just another path. And this one can bring up a lot, these big hip openers. They say that our hips are the junk drawers of our body where we store repressed emotions, all of those things that we push aside during our busy day that we just don't have time to deal with, all those emotions, those feelings that come up. And especially right now, there's a lot going on. And if you're anything like me, you're getting hit with waves of emotion. Like one day I'm like, one moment I'm feeling joy and peace and calm and I'm planting in my garden and doing yoga. And the next it's like severe anxiety or sadness or just empathy for other people in the world. And that's a lot to take in, a lot to handle. And sometimes we compartmentalize, which, you know, is an amazing human capacity to be able to do that. But if we never allow ourselves to feel everything fully, then those emotions are just going to become repressed, and they're going to show up in your life in other ways, in other forms. Sometimes is illness, sometimes just in the wrong place at the wrong time. And if none of that resonates right now, nothing profound is showing up for you, that's okay. Just focus on your breath. Try to stay with it, even if it's getting a little uncomfortable. It's on the other side of our comfort zone that growth really happens, on and off the mat. And exhale all of your air away. Inhale, big breath to your left hip. Exhale, HM. And then again, just go slow. Like you're moving through honey or water. Start to place your hands under your shoulders. Gently lift yourself up. Tuck your back toes. Step your left foot back. And it's an invitation to take your final flow of class. But again, you take any transition that feels good to you. We'll meet back in downward facing dog. And it's our last downward facing dog of class. So just like the first one, make it dynamic. Move it around, pedal it out. And remember that first check-in we had, that first downward dog? Notice what's changed for you. Perhaps what stayed the same. And from there, shift forward into a plank. Bring your left forearm onto your mat, then your right forearm onto your mat for forearm plank. You can either keep your arms parallel or you can interlace your hands. Tuck your tailbone until you feel your core muscles ignite and breathe. You're so much stronger than you think you are. You can hold this shape so much longer than you think you can, but it's so much easier if you're breathing. One more inhale. Exhale, bring your hips down to your mat. Untuck your toes. Place your forearms parallel to each other like number 11. Stack your shoulders directly over your elbows. So your elbows are at 90-degree angles. And you're in Sphinx pose. It's a supported back bend. Start to traction your elbows back towards your hips as you simultaneously pull your heart through. Gather your shoulder blades together. Draw them down your back. And a huge portion of your lungs live on your back. Send your breath into the place between your shoulder blades. One more inhale. Exhale, lower your forehead down to your back. Bring your left cheek to your mat. Place your hands back by your hips, palms face up. And just let everything go. You can let your feet flop open, but if you're feeling it all crunchy in your lower back, you can shimmy your hips or bend your knees, windshield wipe your legs, just little ways to release your lower back. And again, we're training our nervous system to go from 100 to 0 really quickly. So when your anxiety spikes up, your nervous system spikes up in the rest of your life, you're going to be able to get to your baseline so much quicker because the work you do on your mat. And then bring your chin back to center. This time, send your arms out long in front of you. Palms face each other, thumbs face up. Zip up your legs so they touch. Exhale, push your hips into the mat. Inhale, arms up, chest up, legs up, superhuman. Look up to go up. Your body is going to follow your gaze. And then can you get one more rib off your mat? What about one more inch of thigh? Pick whatever's harder to lift. Arms or legs, lift that. One more inhale, higher. Exhale, release. Bring your right cheek to your mat, hands back by your hips, palms face up. And just feel your heartbeat on your mat. Feel your breath moving through you. Notice how when you slow your breath down, it slows your heart rate down too. But that's a tool that you can take with you out into the rest of your life. Feel everything start to slow back down. And then bring your chin to center. Place your hands under your shoulders. Push yourself all the way up to standing on your knees. I like to pad my knees a little here by rolling over the side of my mat, but you can do that. You don't have to. We're setting up for camel, big heart opener. So stack your hips over your knees, shins parallel. Bring your hands to your lower back where your rib cage ends, pinkies touch, so it's like you've got your own back. Inhale, push your hips a little forward. Exhale, tilt your head back. And you could stay right here. This could be your camel. If you can keep your hips stacked over your knees, you can keep lifting through your heart, and you can still trace a line to where the back wall and floor meet. Grab your heels, thumbs on the outside, fingers on the inside to open up across your chest. Use the grip to push away from so you're still lifting. Remember the rope pulling you up by your sternum sensation. One more inhale wherever you are. Exhale, hands to your back, slowly come up. And then sit your hips back to your heels for hero's pose. You can also sit cross-legged if that's a little comfier. Close your eyes. You can go palms face up for receiving, palms face up for grounding, or anything else that feels right, maybe hands to heart center. And just take a moment, come back to your breath. Send it deep inside of you. Feel how vast you are, how expansive. You are so much more than your body, your thoughts, your reactions to things. Like I said before, you are connected to every person in this chat, every person in the world. So take a moment, send out some love and healing energy to every person in the world right now. If we can start the good energy happening in this community, hopefully it'll permeate all of our walls, seep out into the rest of the universe. One more inhale to seal that off. And as you exhale, gently flutter your eyes open. And then in any way that makes sense, send your legs out long in front of you. Set up for seated forward fold. So kind of like take your butt, pull it back so you're really perched on your sit bones. It's going to give you a better angle at your hips. Inhale, sit up straight, biceps by your ears. Exhale, hinge at your hips, lower yourself over your legs. So you get to make this as active or as passive as you want it to be. If you want it to be passive, you can bend your knees, round your spine, drape your torso, maybe grab for elbows under your legs. But if you're working on your hamstring flexibility and you want it to be active, keep a really long spine. The moment you round your spine, you stop getting into your hamstring. But again, you get to make this practice whatever you need it to be. You know what your body needs today. Just send your breath into the sensations you feel. One more inhale to whatever space you found. And as you exhale, let your hands drag along your sides. Slowly roll yourself up, head and neck last. When you get up, bend your knees, come forward. Place the soles of your feet on your mat. Send your arms out long in front of you. And then just rock back so you're on your sit bones in a half boat. Sit up straight, engage your core. Press your palms together. Inhale, puff up your chest. Exhale, twist right. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist left. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist right. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist left. Inhale, center and pause. Separate your hands. Inhale, knees to chest, chest to knees. Exhale, lower, lengthen, and hover. Inhale, knees to chest, chest to knees. Exhale, lower, lengthen, and hover. One more. Inhale, knees to chest, chest to knees. Exhale, lower, lengthen, and hover. Hover for 3. Flutter kick your feet for 2. Maybe biceps by your ears for 1. Release. Bend your knees. Place the soles of your feet on your mat. Send your arms out wide into a capital letter T. Shift your hips a little to your left. And then let your knees drop over to your right. Take a gentle glance over your left arm. You could just let gravity do all the work, but if you want a little more added weight, you can bring your right hand to the outside of your left thigh. We didn't do very much twisting this class, so just kind of let everything ring out with the help of gravity. Maybe close your eyes or just soften your gaze. And again, slow everything down. One more inhale. Exhale, bring your knees back to center. Shift your hips over to your right. Let your knees fall over to your left. Gentle glance over your right arm. Just kind of soak up these last few moments of class. One more inhale. Exhale, bring your knees back to center. Center your hips, and then bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a really big hug. So do whatever you like to do. If you like compression, you can grab for elbows. If you like the massagey feeling on your spine, you can roll side to side. You can even bring your head up to your knees, curl up into a little ball if that feels good. From there, bring the soles of your feet together to touch. Send your knees out wide. Interlace your hands around your feet, and if that's not accessible, just grab your shins. Tuck your chin to get your whole spine on your mat. Send your tailbone to your mat too, and then try to get your feet over your head. So you're pulling your feet towards your heart rather than your groin. It's just opening your hips in a different kind of way. Send your breath into the bowl of your pelvis. One more inhale. Exhale, open up, happy baby. Grab your feet from the outside. And if you have any tension left in your body, now's the time to let it go. You can flutter your lips. Take a lion's breath. Roll around, make funny faces. Sometimes I like to straighten one leg, then another for a little hamstring stretch. Just be gentle. Then let's take a lion's breath together. Exhale all of your air away. Inhale, squish your face up really, really tight. Exhale, stick out your tongue. And then release your grip. Send your legs out long. Let your feet flop open. Close your eyes. Can go hands by your sides or place your hands somewhere on your body, whatever feels good. Allow your breathing to return to its natural rhythm. Soak up all the benefits of your hard work. Feel for floating and falling through the floor. Just stay where you are. This is the most important pose of class, but just keep one ear open. Thank you so much for practicing with us today. Please know that you are important here, you matter here, you mean a lot to this community, and each and every one of you makes this community what it is, whether it's your first time practicing with us or you are on our Zoom classes like 5 times a day. Yoga to the People has always been and will always be donation-based. $12 suggested, but contribute what you can. And know that when you contribute, it's not payment for your class. It's payment for someone else's class that might not otherwise have had a chance to do yoga. This practice is so healing. I think all of humanity needs it right now. So thank you so much for your contributions. Help us by sharing about us on social media. If you like my class, post about it. Share our posts. My name is Kris. Thank you so much. I'm going to end class the way we always do. Read a quote, take one final breath, and then you're free to go or you're free to stay and linger. Today's quote: finding yourself is not really how it works. You aren't a $10 bill in last winter's coat pocket. You are also not lost. Your true self is right there, buried under cultural conditioning, other people's opinions, and inaccurate conclusions you drew as a kid that became your belief about who you are. Finding yourself is actually returning to yourself. It's an unlearning, an excavation, remembering who you were before the world got its hands on you. One more time, please exhale, empty. Inhale, big breath in. Exhale, sigh it out.